Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a Gary, so your favorite finance lady. I know it's a very long time. I know it's like 2 months. When did I even post last? Guys, it's been a very long time, and I am so happy to be here. I'm actually on leave. I'm so relaxed. I'm in my house, in my backyard. Oh, see the natural lights and see the natural flowers. I feel so relaxed, and I'm ready to give you guys the content you signed for. So first of all, I want to appreciate 9,990 subscribers. Like, even I was away, you guys are still watching my videos. I can see all your comments. I know that I've not been able to reply some of them, but I don't know. I really appreciate you guys. You guys got my back. So first of all, Merry Christmas in advance to everyone. I've been so ready for this Christmas since January. Like, I was just so excited about it. And yeah, this is like few days to Christmas, and I'm so so happy. I'm ranting too much. Anyways, if you are new here, if you're just watching my video for the first time, welcome. I'm Ritual. I made braids this Christmas on my hot. Anyways, welcome to my channel. I'm Ritual. I make finance content, tips about my life in Australia, and some relocation tips based on my experience. Yeah, and that's it. And just some lifestyle. So anyway, first of all, I want to congratulate those that have moved down. Like, a lot of Nigerians, not a lot, like a few Nigerians have moved down to Australia through permanent residence, school routes. It's not easy, but first of all, welcome. A lot of people have been in my DMs. I've seen some of my subscribers. They are in Melbourne, some are in other states. So welcome. I'm sure you're relaxing or you're enjoying Australia. Australia is a beautiful country. Outside, Australia is very chilled and relaxed. It has its own issues, challenges, whatever. But anyways, it's still way better than where you're coming from. You know where you're coming from, right? Yeah, it's still way better than that. I want to talk about the major problems and challenges. If I'm looking down, I have my note here. So I wrote down some tips. So I'll just be giving guys like major challenges, migrants face, especially in Australia. So I'm going to use my experience. I will say it based on my experience. So coming to a new country, you're so excited. I was excited. If you watch my videos like far back, like 1 year ago, because I just clocked like 1 year, 6 months, yeah. Like far back, like few months ago, you will see, you see my video. I was so excited about the country. I was like, oh, the country is this. I was taking all the good parts, without thinking. Like, I was thinking like there's not going to be any problem. Like, everything is going to be perfect. Man, life happens. So I have few challenges I've listed out that I feel everyone is gonna face. I just feel just a normal thing. You face it when you just, land into a new country. So first of all is like difficulty in communication, language barriers, accent barriers. So as an African, we speak differently. As Asians, we speak differently. As British or Americans or whatever, everyone has their own accents. So one of the major issue, for example, for an African is just the accent. So for a Nigerian, I have a very strong accent that I'm very proud of. So the issue I had when I resumed was very hard. I was really struggling to, understand what my colleagues like when the Indians talk. I was struggling when Asian talk. I could hear when Asian speak, but when other countries speak, I was really struggling. But it took a while. Like after 3 months, I blended, so it gets better. So now, like, it gets better. I can have a full conversation with someone. But before, it was a struggle. I was like, pardon. You said, and when I say something, they don't even understand it. They were like, what? So it just takes time. So like most of these things are just like accents. Like, we speak the same English, right? But your accent can be thicker and they won't really understand it. So like that's like I feel that's like the major challenges everyone face. But with time, like, it wear off, with time it gets better, with time they understand you better. That's just the way it works. So that's like the number one challenge that I feel everyone will face. Second one, what's the second one now? So second one is like the culture shock. Culture shock is everywhere. I have like long lists of this culture shock, but I will list like very few based on my experience. Um so I have few ones. I'll just be reading it out. First of all, children correcting teachers. Like, it's very easy for you to see kids nowadays. Like, they'll correct you, be like, oh no, this is it. Although, yeah, back home in Nigeria, like, kids of nowadays are now smarter, brighter, they speak up, which is actually very good. So yeah, so like back home, when you see a child like correct you or speak up, you'll be like, oh, is that you call the child rude? Or be like, you talk too much and that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, That's how kids do here. They speak up, they can correct you easily, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, hmm. So it's really strange to me, like me personally. It might not be strange to you, but like children correcting their teachers in school, be like, I don't think I can do that back home. Correct my teachers for what now? Because we always believe that teachers know best, anyways. But yeah, like that's what, like one of the major culture shock. The other one is that shop opens a bit late and closes early. So like most of the stores, like they open around, let's say, it depends on the store. So but major time is like 8 a.m. You can get some stores open 8 a.m., but they close as early as like 5 p.m. But most convenience stores they don't really close early. Some of them close like 9 p.m. Well, 9 p.m. is still early because back home in Lagos, I live in Lagos, Nigeria, 12 a.m. some stores are still open. So, there's some stores that open 24 hours. So, like, there are some pharmacy actually closed by 8 p.m. And, like, come on, 8 p.m. is too early for pharmacy. But, anyways, like, they really close late and they open late. Like, I believe that some stores, like back home, some stores open or some shops open as early as 7 a.m., 6:30. Yeah. But yes, like some of them 8 a.m. So it depends on the stores anyway. But the major thing is that some of the stores close early, way too early. 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. they've closed. And I'm like, come on, I still need to buy some things. Why are you guys closing early? But anyways, like that's one of the culture shock. Another thing is that during public holidays, especially Christmas, you see, last year Christmas was very funny. Last year Christmas, I went out to get some stuff, like normal now. Like back home, Christmas Day, I can go out and just go to the store. Stores are open, people are playing music. It's always a vibe. But coming here, yeah, man, this place is Christmas Day shut down. Everywhere is shut down. The convenience store shut down. All the shops, stores, everywhere shut down. If you don't buy your Christmas foodstuffs and your Christmas stuffs before the Christmas Day, you are gonna be stranded. Yeah. So in this place, like public holiday, they take it like really personal, really, really personal. They spend those time to their family, friends, and all of that. So yeah, so public holidays, like especially Christmas. I'm saying that Christmas because that Christmas I was really shocked. Christmas Day, New Year, some specific holidays, some stores just close all through. So yeah, it's really a big culture shock for me coming from Lagos, Nigeria, where everywhere is bubbling. I've adjusted, Sha. I have. Okay, so another culture shock is that some parties, like most parties I've attended here, are not really interesting. Well, they're not interesting to me because of like I said, the culture. Like, I've attended a lot of office parties, I've attended a lot of normal parties, like normal gatherings that are not African gatherings, and they just play some very dull music and just drink wine. It's okay. It's interacting. That's the word. Like you can meet people, you talk, and that kind of stuff. But there's no food. You cannot compare it to African parties. African party, they will always play music. There's always a lot of food to go around. You will have it's always noisy. African parties always. I think I should just put that word noisy there. So like coming in here and seeing how parties here, I'm like, nah. Even my office party back home in Nigeria, it's always a vibe now. There's competition, there's dance, there's this, there's that. So like it's a whole vibe back home. But coming here and seeing how things are here, so I just stopped attending parties. I attended parties for like first 3 months when I got to the country. I was like, okay, let me just mingle. At the point I just got bored. Like these parties are not even interesting. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. But yeah, but so most of the parties I attend are like African parties, or there are some white parties, like some other parties that people organize are not known Africans that are actually interesting. Like for example, Indian party. Oh no. Indian parties are very interesting. Like I like parties that they play music. It's not just interacting. It's partying. I'm there to dance and have fun. Sometimes not just interacting and talking and all of that. So yeah. Any party that's not really called African parties or maybe Asian parties that have vibes, I don't actually attend it because I believe that they are kind of boring. That's to me. Oh, Africans, they know us now with our drums and music, Afrobeat. Uh, we like noise too much. And that's what makes us African. That's the blood. Anyway, let's move on. So another culture shock is that your neighbors are not they're like strangers to you. Yeah. Prior to this, hey, oh, the breeze is blowing my phone. Oh, it's so windy. My tripod stand, I think that's broken. I'm just patching it. So prior to moving to this house, so our former house, I lived there for English. I lived there for like a year, and I don't know my neighbors. Like I cannot even recognize my neighbors. Yeah, because the only neighbors I actually know is the people living in front of our house. So and they're Africans, they're Ghanaians. So black now. When we see good blacks, not all black people. Anyway, Africans. When we see each other, is that we wave or we nod. So my neighbor, when we see each other, we're like, "Oh, hello, how you doing?" Then from there, we start talking to each other. So like they're Africans, but the other people living close to like the Indians, we don't really talk. Like so, it's just the way it is here. Your neighbors can just be a total stranger. You guys are not close, but I think it just depends on the type of person and maybe the relationship you build with the neighbor or that particular person. But the way it is, it's not like Africa where your neighbor is your party. You can even go back home. You can even go to your neighbors that are not go alpha, go to their house, watch movies. You cannot do it here. Never. For what? So like neighbors feels like there's like strangers. So in this, so I'm in my new house, right? And I've seen my neighbors just. I think there was a time I was trying to drive. I was driving out, and that was when I saw my neighbor. I think I saw my neighbor like twice, so we don't really see. Everywhere is always quiet. That's one thing I don't like about this abroad, man. It's always so quiet, and I'm like, there's no vibe. But anyway, like that's the culture shock. So there are a lot. There are kind of a lot of lists, but basically, I don't want to give you the culture shock in the office because that's like a different video entirely. But it's like a general culture shock in the country. But yeah. So the next thing is, and this is one of the most important thing, is finding a job. Like in as much as I've made a lot of video on getting a job, I've always been telling you guys that getting a job, especially sponsored job, is actually very difficult. So this particular one is so for those that are not in the country that are looking for sponsored job, it's actually very difficult to get a sponsored job. It's not easy. It doesn't come easy like that. Maybe some jobs do come easy, like nurses, because they're in high demand. They're looking for nurses, doctors, teachers. So maybe when you apply from overseas, you get them easily. And sometimes you even get like a direct PR. So sometimes they might not even give you like a sponsored, like a maybe 482 visa. You can even get like a 186 visa or like a direct PR visa. Yeah, because these professions are actually in high demands. But any other professions, it's actually not easy to get 482 visa. So yeah, I just want to put it out there. But if you're in a country, you are in Australia already, and you came in through maybe school as a student or permanent resident, to get a job is not actually easy as well. There are jobs out there, trust me. But everybody's looking for like yeah, always asking. They will always ask you, do you have an Australian experience? Do you have an Australian experience? Because they don't want to, recruit JJC. So basically, what I always advise people is when you come into the country, put your CV together. Your CV does not have to state the country because you just came into the country, right? So your past experience, don't put that your country there. You don't have to state the particular country where you had those experience or the company where you worked for. There's a way you package a CV. If you look at CV, you actually have Australian experience. So you don't package your CV in a way that you can easily get the job. And trust me, it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna keep applying, use seek.com, Indeed, LinkedIn, and all those things, and you will definitely get a job. There are a lot of jobs, but they will always look for like the best candidates and that kind of stuff. So it's just an advice for people out there. Especially if you just came into the country, just relax, take a chill pill, drink cold water, and keep applying. So the next one is also getting a house. That's also one of the challenges as a migrant. It's actually very difficult to get a house. The easiest way to get a house is if you start a job immediately. You have like a job offer or a pay slip. So it's something that you can convince the landlord or the property agent that okay, at least I'm earning money, I'm making money, I'm working, that kind of stuff. It's just a way to convince them that you can pay for the rent. That's the only way. Because apart from that, if you don't have a job, you don't have anything. Trust me, it's going to be very, very difficult. It's only maybe if the landlord is really nice and likes your story. Yeah, so like I said, the documents you need, rental history, you need pay slip. Sometimes, so as a new immigrant, you don't have rental history. So basically, the major thing there will be it's really windy. So basically, the major thing the property agency or the agent will be requesting is like pay slip. So you just need to show like you have pay slip. So it's always very difficult, especially when you just moved into the country. You're looking for where to stay. So most of the time, most immigrants always go for like a shared apartment. Yeah, so they will just check Facebook Marketplace for shared apartment. Guys, it's very cold, so I'm just having a drink. So they will always go for like a shared apartment. That's the easiest way. You can get affordable shared apartments. Actually, I don't want to tell you the range, but it depends on the apartments and depends on the location, anyways. So most of the time, they always go for shared apartments. They'll stay in a shared apartment for like for a while. Some people can stay there for like 3 months, because that same thing that happened to us. Like when I moved into the country, my employer gave me like 1 week. So after the 1 week, I couldn't get a house. We just opted for a shared apartment. So we got a shared apartment. We stayed in like the master bedroom for like a long time before we took over all the house. Yeah, that's the story of how I got all the house and all the furnitures and everything. And that's how we settle in. So most of the time, most people would definitely have to go for the option of shared apartment before you can now get your own house in your own name. Yeah, so that's always the option. So the basic thing is always a pay slip. Even if you don't have a pay slip, they just want to show that you have a job, you have a contract, or you just got a job or that kind of stuff. So it's always very difficult, especially for PR, for those that have PR. Like it take you a while for to settle in, apply and get for a job, but it will get better with time. So give yourself like 1 or 2 months. You will definitely get a job. So you can just, if you have a job and you have your contract employment letter, you can just show the agents, okay, I have a letter. This is my contract letter. This is the amount I'm going to earn. Don't worry, I'm capable of paying, that kind of stuff and putting. Or if you can also have a guarantor, someone that can just step in and put in some work for you. Yeah. So those are always the challenges of migrants getting a house. It's not really easy. But last, you'll still get the house. Yeah, as I say, just give yourself like 1 to 2 months. You'll definitely get a house. So it's not like it's as easy as you step into the country, get here. Some people are very lucky. Yeah, but most people are not that lucky. So that's it. So, anyways, guys, there are a lot of, I think I'm going to make a part 2 of this video because there are a lot of challenges and problems of migrants. But anyway, these are just the few ones I've listed. And yeah, so the major reason why I'm making this video is to just show my face and tell you guys I'm here. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching, for sticking around. If you've enjoyed this video or if you're happy to see my fine face, please give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you have not, drop your comments. I want to see your comments, and thank you so much for supporting me. I'm going to see you guys. I'm going to I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Take care. Ciao ciao. Bye.